Nope, now that's worse. I don't understand how this green screen can be so big, and yet the camera lens can be so stupid. Ugh. There we go. Good enough. Good enough! Do you hear the voices too? How is everybody? Good, I hope. Alright, so let's get into some Taurox action today. It's so good to see you all. I'm not just ahead this time, that is correct. I think where we left off, we have burned down a good amount of Nagaroth, and now we are heading south to plunder Lizardman lands and also track down Marcus Wolfheart and punch him in the face. Meanwhile, we also just got Morgur, who is going to start building up his own Bray Herd, and maybe we'll send him to the west. Maybe pay those treacherous wood elves a visit. Oh, you get used to it. That's so awesome to hear, dude. I'm so glad. That's great. I'm really happy that yeah, that's awesome. That pleases me immensely. I'm super duper happy to hear that. Palooka does great work. So I'm really glad you were able to get your hands on some of his work. I'm really excited. I want him to hurry. I want him to hurry up and finish what he's doing, so that he can start making. New stuff for me again. All right. So for Morgur, doesn't Morgur get? Yeah, Morgur does get bonus for Centaurs. So let's give him the Centaurs in our army. We might end up moving the Sons of Goros to Malagor if we ever get him, but for now we're gonna do that. Yeah, and this guy's gonna go join him. Can I get another shaman? I need 500 dread for a shaman. Ugh. What did I think about the CA tweet? I have no idea what that's about, dude. David on Street, it looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun, the little toddy thing they're doing, but at the same time, I'm really worried that it's just like a random promotion for the Silence and the Fury, and it has nothing to actually do with Toddbringer. So it's just gonna be like, they're getting everybody hyped up by using Toddbringer. Ooh, +3 recruitment rate for all units? Yeah, I'll take that. I don't know. I hope they're not. I hope they're not accidentally like doing this whole song and dance, and it just turns out to be a whole bunch of nothing. Which is what I think it is, honestly. I'm worried they're gonna come out and be like, "Look, wasn't this fun and cool?" And everyone's gonna be like, "Where's Toddbringer? You promised us Toddbringer. Where's Toddbringer?" And people are just gonna get like super angry. Grace already said it's not more content. Okay, well, hopefully word gets out about that sooner rather than later, and people don't freak out about it. Because as much as all of us, myself included, want Toddbringer to be playable as well as the Red Duke, you know, all things a good time. It's super weird they did a live action thing. Ah, it looks fun. Speaking of live action, I may or may not have gotten an email regarding a certain live action thing that I can't talk about, but updates when I can. Hey, Sir Grunty, thanks so much for the Prime sub.
Cursed Sotek spawn.
Really appreciate that. Ooh. You look weak. I don't think I can take them out by myself, though. Morgar needs a little time to build up. Let's finish off the Wood Elves. That'll be Morgar's job. Kill all the Wood Elves. Do I think Neferata will be a free LC because of what they did with the dwarves? No, I think Neferata will be a DLC. I think Thoric being a free LC makes sense because they've already done Rune Lords, and so I don't know, I could see the idea that charging money for him was kind of like eh. Personally, I would have preferred Thoric to be part of a DLC just because I want more dwarf content, but eh. Did I get my Kill Team box? What? Oh, you're talking about the new edition of Kill Team? Dude, I wish I was, like, in on that. That actually looks like it's gonna be fun. Obviously we don't know what the rules are yet, so I'm not gonna be, like, singing its praises just yet. Alright, I'm here to take Hexawaddle, thanks. Give it to me, Mazdamundi. This is my house. Oh, he's actually here! Well, I was gonna auto-resolve this, but since Mazdamundi's actually here, I think I'm gonna smash my way inside and punch him in the face. I was like, should I get towers? Then I looked at my armor and it's like, oh, even if I wanted towers, I can't put anything in them. I have nothing that can fit in a tower. Bronyu, thanks for coming by, dude. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Do I think dwarves will get more content? Yes. Chronic, yeah, I agree. Can I... you can used to it? Sure, the next shaman I recruit... Sure. Not this shaman, though. I've invested too much into this one. That being said, for the new kill team, I'm definitely much more interested... I am much more interested in the new orcs than I am in the new Krieg. Like, Krieg's cool, but I definitely think the orcs look pretty spectacular.
Another wretched foulism thing joins the red host.
Hey!
Cursed Sotek
Bastamate or Bastamate? One of those. Thanks so much for joining the red host, dude. Really appreciate you subbing here. Please enjoy the emotes, and welcome to the community, my dude. I'm gonna smash these gates down and just kill everyone inside. Smash! Shatterstone! So here's a cool army ability you get. Shatterstone. Goodbye. Wait, did that Scarvet survive? Wow! He's hardy. Gorgons, to me. Alright, let's use this to get rid of skink ammo. And just all the buffs. All the buffs! Let's do a big fat debuff. Do a whole bunch of big fat damage. Oh, the gate's open. Delightful. If I can get off another Shatterstone, I don't think I can. The thing about Shatterstone is you have to target a unit. The Beastman army abilities seem really good. They are. Like, they are stuff you will actually use. The only one I'm not super keen on is Touched by the Moon. Because Touched by the Moon, like, it is strong, but you're basically suiciding the unit you cast it on. Like, they're pretty much guaranteed to die. So, like, you can use it, but it's probably going to hurt you. Like, whatever unit you use it on is pretty much guaranteed to bite the dust. There's Mazda Mundi. He's all yours, big guy. Get him, Taurox! Yeah, you can use it on summons. That's true. That's true. If you pull out like a summoned Manticore or a summoned Cygor, it'd probably be better on a summoned Manticore. But yeah, you could definitely do that. Get him, Taurox. Come on, swing. I love when they just chase and don't do anything. Oh my god. Maybe if I get in front of him. Give me that kill shot. There we go. Empty seat. Palooka, what's up, dude? You could have rated me with 1 million viewers. Oh. CA mentioned they changed Poison and Frenzy. What changed? We can take a look. Alright, so Hexawaddle is ours. And we're gonna turn, it's gonna be a big boy Herdstone. Kiro's here. Hey, Kiro. Wonderful to see you. Okay, let's go ahead and make this into a Herdstone. Ooh, the Eye of Morslib. We completed a challenge and we got Spawn Killer. Oh, nice. We can get a max tier Herd for Taurox. What do I want to get for Taurox? Ruination's pretty good. Yeah, let's do Ruination. Oh, but Doc Apothecary actually gives us casualty replenishment. Let's do Ruination first. Did I check if there are any greenskin nerfs? Not really. I wouldn't really know what to check. It's been a hot minute, I'll admit, since I've played on the public build. Especially greenskins. Like, I am not super up to date on what's going on. I would have to, like, sit down with someone that has a normal build and, like, go back and forth to figure out everything that had changed. Did the Lizardmen get anything cool besides monsters? Yeah, the Lizardmen, their build tree and tech trees were updated to be... Their build tree is substantially better. And their tech tree also got some really nice changes. Let's do Winds of Magic and Plague. But they did get some nice updates. Alright, so we can summon... Let's buy another Bray Shaman. And then I can recruit it here. You get used to it? What? You just wanted to die, right? So I guess I'll just pick like a crappy one.
Another wretched fowlism thing joins the red host.
As you requested, I will suicide him. Hey, Maxwell 44444, thanks so much for keeping your sub going. I really appreciate the support. Thank you, dude. Well, no one get attached to this guy because he's gonna die real quick. This must be part of some dark ritual that I'm just not aware of. Palooka, how long until a croak? Master of Warhammer, what was it? Oh wait, it was the... Which one was it? You can just type it again. You don't have to do the redeem. Hexwaddle is dead. Okay. Oh, we got Vanguard deployment on Minotaurs. That's super nice. Let's get Dominate the World. And... I don't want to start this. I guess we could start by beating up Norska. Well, hold on. We'll come back to that. You go find Malagor. The Mutin? Okay. I can do that. Let's do one of the great weapons. There you go. Alright, he's sitting up there. Moo Train? Oh, well, you did not have an R in there originally, but that's an easy fix. Wait, what? Yeah, these guys. There you go. You're gonna do a Thoric? Oh, so I mean, I imagine everyone's kind of figured out what they want to do now. Where's everybody at as far as like what DLCs they want to be doing? I have more sleep would not be a bad thing to have for a bit. And then I want Warhounds. And where is this guy? Yep, your goal is to get to here as quick as possible. Can't decide between Thoric and Malagor. Beastman first. Gonna do Thoric first. Okay, we're gonna declare war on Norska. Oh, we ambushed him. This will be fun. I'm just gonna ride in there and blow them all up. Not much interest in Oxiodal. Gonna play Cetra. Cetra. Kazrak. What's my thought on Doom Bulls? They're good. They're fun. They're interesting because they're pugilists, so they fight with their fists, and they've got like a punch dagger on one of their hands. Though it's more like a punch gauntlet glaive of death. They're fun though if you want to run like a really heavy Minotaur army. So like if you don't have Taurox, or maybe you do have Taurox, but you're just like wanting to go absolutely ham on it. They provide like they have a lot of really cool synergies with Minotaurs. And you can get like really thematic armies. I don't know how like good they are. I mean, they're very like armor piercing heavy. So they do got some nice things going for them on that end. I think this army of Norskins is about to get their world absolutely rocked. I'm just gonna do this. Kick the dogs out. Do that. We're gonna go ahead and summon a Cygor because I'm gonna need rocks being thrown to deal with all this nonsense. Beautiful. Alright, let's actually use that on them. Make it so that they lose all their ammo. Kaboom! Ah, such a good ability. Oh, why didn't you summon it? Come on, you dingus. Move amongst them. And kaboom. Now I just gotta deal with all the Marauder Cav. Wait, don't chase them. Don't chase them. It's gonna be easier for me to kill them with spells. And rocks. Do the Quaddles have unique animations against other monsters? If they do, I have not discovered them yet. Granted, I have not, like, invested a ton of time into just letting two monsters fight constantly and just, like, waiting for a long time. Which is what you have to generally do when you're hunting animations, is it's just a waiting game. You just literally sit there just waiting for some kind of interaction to happen. Which is not the most entertaining use of time. But those things can be kind of hard to discover naturally. But if I do see anything, I will try and put the word out. How my achievements for this game looking? Oh, I 100%ed this game a good while ago. And they only put out new achievements during, race packs, it seems. Oh, Kiro. That's funny, Kiro. I mean, that's an easy GM fix. I saw, didn't they just put out a new supplement for item customization? That actually looks pretty interesting. Oh, we completed another challenge. I guess the unnatural order. Hey, Lord Eisen! Thanks so much for using your Prime sub here. I really appreciate the support. Thank you, and welcome to the Red Host. Alright, chat, let's start blowing places up. We gotta try and get Taurox on another rampage, because I accidentally goofed the last rampage. Because I didn't realize we were rampaging, in my defense. Oh, someone asked about poison and stuff. So the new Frenzy, I don't know what the old Frenzy was, but this is Frenzy Now. So Frenzy Now is, as long as your leadership's above 50%, you get plus 10 melee attack, and then plus 10% to your AP, charge, and base weapon damage. And you also have immune to psychology. So that's the new Frenzy, if it's different than the old Frenzy. And then Poison now is minus 15% to all forms of damage, including range damage. So AP missile damage, base damage, AP melee damage, and base missile damage, and 15% speed. I think it used to target Vigor as well, but it no longer does. So Poison may have been slightly debuffed, I'm not sure. Frenzy was 8% charge. Okay. Oh, so actually, I think they're going to put out a thing talking about this. Because I am not going over it because it's a lot. But to my understanding, it should be out sometime soonish. But I think they're going to put out something that's like, they basically standardized a whole lot of stuff. So like, they basically went through the entire game and made it so that a lot less stuff is like 15, 6, 8, 9, and made everything just flat numbers. So there's a lot of like, just everything is now a 10%, or everything was like rounded either up or down to make it consistent across the entire game. And also I think a lot of powers have been edited to also fit that. So like, if multiple races basically have the same power, now they no longer it's no longer like drastically different between the two. Does Krokar buff Quaddles? I don't think so. He probably gets like upkeep reduction on them. Sure. I don't care. Tretch I will definitely take a peace treaty with because I'm not there anymore. And the less people attacking my Hearthstone, the happier I am. I imagine Krokar's monster bonuses that he has for like all monster units also applies to the Quaddle and the Troglodon, maybe. But I know for a fact that Tic-Tac-Toe buffs the hell out of the Troglodon. Kind of want to do... I'll do one... Nah, let's do no matter how far. No matter how far is pretty solid. Let's get that bonus to our dread. You're running to Morgar as fast as you can. Morgar is... Let's have him head south a bit. We're going to start attacking these elves, but I do want to get a full 20 stack. Tic-tac-toe buffs Quaddles. Yes, sorry, I don't know what I said, but yeah. Okay, let's blow up the Ziggurat of Dawn. Ooh, that's some money. Kaboom. Come on, Rampage, you big jerk. Let's start doing spread... Oh, no. Let's start doing scouting. So I start having a chance to find new items. For you, let's do Uncanny Senses for magic resistance. For you, be immortal. And for you, be immortal. And then I can move just a smidge. And we can do Encampment Stance. Oh, here we go. This is great. Hole of Beast Filth. So this makes it where I generate dread every turn. 100 dread per turn. Which is super good. Okay. Mortar's still getting set up. I have some dread. I want to save up my dread, though. I want to save it up so I can get the level 5 Hearthstone sooner rather than later. Which I need like 3,000 dread. Oh, I said the Troglodon. Yeah, sorry. Yes. Oh! Well, you get used to it. You died. I did not even have to try. Poor bastard got assassinated. Just went, yeah. I mean, mission accomplished.
Oh, mighty lord.
Someone in the world, you just hear, we got him. That's funny. Let's get Rampage. 10% weapon strength for all Minotaur-like things. Okay, now I can send an actual Bray Shaman that's good to reinforce Morgar. Actually, if I upgrade the Bray Shaman building, does that give me better... No, it does not. It does not improve the quality of my Bray Shamans. Bummer. Well, no, I could get a... Oh, I could get this for 1,000 dread. I don't know how close we are to 1,000 dread. But I think it's worth waiting. I'd rather send a higher level wizard. Smash! Yo, we're rampaging! Alright, let's rampage. Let's do ward save for my entire army. Actually, no, let's do Vile Tide as an army ability. How much? Okay, I have 10 momentum. You want a giveaway last week? Corkies, you would follow that up with me. I will, could you send me a message on either Discord or here on Twitch? And I will get you all taken care of, my dude. Actually, let's do Lightning Strike and then Beast Lord Slash. Speaking of giveaways, we're going to be doing another pretty sexy one here soon. Okay, so how much? It costs me 2 momentum right now. Okay, so let's go north for the next few. Upgrade that. Morgar. Let's upgrade your thing and get Dread every turn, because Dread every turn is sexy. And I'm going to spend some more momentum so I can get to the Fallen Gates. The most important settlement in all of Warhammer 2. I want to raise an advance so I can move faster. Let's go to Sildrator next. I need to go back down at some point, but we can just go north at the moment. How was everybody's weekend, by the way? Everybody have a good time or do something interesting or what have you? Okay, pop momentum again. For this one, let's loot and raise. Oh, we got Savage Rampage. Nice. So for Savage, I want... See, this one makes it easier to get to the last level, but this one gives me more dread. And I am really hungering for dread. I'll take this one. I do want to be able to finish my rampage. I kind of want to go south so I can activate this Herdstone. And then I can leave the north to Morgar. Yeah, let's do that, especially since my momentum is cheaper now. Mainlining Terraria. Nice, nice. Yours was good. Decided not to be a potato and got a lot done. Well, that is an important step in doing things, is avoiding the potatofication that we all can prove quite vulnerable to. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I love how fast you can move with Taurox's Juggernaut stance. I'm Sonic the Bullhog. Alright, Swamp Town. Prepare to get stomped. I don't want to lose my dogs. Oh, they're only rank 3 each. Never mind, I don't really care about my dogs. The New World colonies are deceased. I wonder if the Machu Peaks are actually empty or if they're like Skaven there. Perhaps we should investigate. I should change stances. Damn it. Okay, whatever. I'll just move most of the way there and then we can pop this stance. I imagine it is a ruin, but I want to make sure. Higher magic item drop chance. The ability to hire our own Gorgons. More starting winds of magic. Nice, 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 nice. And do I have enough dread to upgrade my Herdstone? No. Oh, but I could get rank 5 heroes and lords. Yeah, let's do that. So what I can do with that is then I can then hire a Bray Shaman who starts at level 6. What kind of Bray Shaman should we send to Morgar? I'm thinking we should either send a Beast Bray Shaman or a Death Bray Shaman. Any thoughts? When a horde is destroyed, are the buildings for it destroyed as well? I believe the answer is yes. I believe if a horde blows up, all of its... Yes, like, if the horde dies, everything goes with it. I don't think... if a character's immortal, they might come back with all their buildings, but I'm not sure. Death, death, death. Wilds. Well, I don't want to do wilds. I already have a wilds. Beasts. Beasts. Is Lord Beast actually good now? First of all, how dare you? Lord Beast has always been good. Okay, just out of spite for that comment, I'm going with Beasts. Ambush success chance, 10%, so that could make us more likely to get an ambush off. We're gonna send him. Lord of Beasts has always been good. If you think Lord Beast was bad, you were just bad at it. It's not the Lord Beast's fault that you're bad. Here, let's do Big Flock of Doom to start, and then we'll go from there. Okay, you're gonna ride north. Morgar needs one more turn before he's ready. Have I done a turn where I fought 50 battles in a row? No. But I have seen the memes about that on the Twitters. That being said, Praegion, like, there's a buff you can get. Like, just one of the dread buffs you can get in any of the Beastman campaigns starts you off with, like, higher tier hordes for, like, whenever you make new ones. So, like, you can go into upgrades, and you can get the new horde armies start at level 2 instead of level 1. New horde armies start at level 2 and have another additional building already constructed. And then the last one is you're at level 2 and you start with 2 additional buildings, which are super duper nice. But, you know what? It doesn't work for Legendary Lords, because I'm pretty sure for Legendary Lords, you have to do, it's tied to the character. So they don't seem to get the nice buffs. Okay, let's do replenish troops. And then it's time for you to start blowing stuff up, my dude. It's time, Morgar.
We'll retrieve it from your corpse.
Should probably raise a herdstone here. Now that I think about it. How many herdstones can a faction have? A lot. It depends on how many herdstone shards you have, which are these up here. You earn herdstone shards by upgrading ruination levels. And whenever if you want, like whenever you finish a herdstone, you don't have to keep it. You can destroy it, you can like abandon it, like abandoning a city, and it's not a big deal. And it will give you a herdstone shard back. So, like, if you're wanting to just drop shards everywhere, you can absolutely do that. Oh, it is a ruin. Okay. This one. Oh, the double barrel! Great! Just what I needed. Alright, let's pop a momentum, and I'm gonna kill these... I'm gonna kill these other beastmen, so that I can keep up my momentum. Squish. I don't get anything from eating them. I could sacrifice them for 1,000. My rage is already pretty high, so yeah, we'll sacrifice them. I genuinely love when another Beastman herd pops up, because you can literally just eat them. Like, just run over and beat the snot out of them. It's a good way to get a bunch of goodies very cheaply. The image of Taurox doing a puzzle. It'd probably just be like Taurox just screaming at the puzzle until it just naturally solves itself from him just being angry at it. Or he just punches it until it happens to land in the correct... he just like wails on it until it happens to fall into the correct answer. When did Warhammer start, the actual creation of the IP? I believe Warhammer started in 1983? And it started with Warhammer Fantasy. Don't let all those 40k people mislead you. They're not allowed to call themselves Warhammer. They can call themselves Warhammer 40k, but they're not allowed to be called Warhammer, because we're Warhammer. We were first. We're the first child. We're the firstborn son. They grew up on our coattails. As much as they don't want to admit it. Let's do this building so I can start getting Chaos Spawn. And let's pop a momentum and take the war to Solostra Deerfan. Hello, my lady. I'm going to kill you now. Especially because you're in March stance, which makes you a very convenient opponent. Kaboom! Thanks for the free trait! Oh, we got Cataclysmic Rampage. And we defeated Solostra Deerfan, which is fantastic, because it gives us even more Winds of Magic. We've almost got max Rampage bar. Taurox is so fun, dude. I don't want to, I want to do it, but I know I shouldn't do it because they just unfortunately don't get that much popularity. But I really kind of want to host another one of those, like, single-player tournaments that I used to. We're going to raise a Hearthstone here. Because I've already completed my Rampage. And by raising a Hearthstone here, I can increase how much dread I get in the area. And also, you know, build stuff. That being said, I will say, I'm really glad 40k people finally got a win this past weekend. This past weekend, like, 40k has been, I'm not going to say they've been struggling. Like, they've had good releases and stuff. Like, the Necron range release was really solid. Space Marines, the Primera stuff, you know, they were really happy with. But it was like, it had been kind of eh for a while. And the new Kill Team box looks great for them. Like, it really does look like a really solid box. You know what? I am not going to send that Bray Shaman up there anymore, because that's a really long journey. And it doesn't matter what level Morgur's Shaman building is, because that's not what determines the level of the Shaman. It's my tech stuff that does. How do you get a Beastman Girlfriend? I don't think that's legal. there's probably a term for that, but it's probably not legal, at least if you're in the U.S. You think Beastman and Dawi have a place in multiplayer now? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think Beastman and Dawi are going to be very popular in multiplayer now. A furry? Nope, that's not the word I was going for. Being a furry is not illegal. As much as some people seem to wish that it was. A goat enthusiast? I really don't need a knowledgeable one. Mean to Psych's not bad. Is there lore behind Morgur buffing Centaurs, or did CA just do that to fill the niche? Option 2. I think they just did that to fill the niche. We go with knowledgeable. Search the ruins. It's the bottom of the snake, which is this one. Oh, Razor Standard. That's not bad. That's the Wailing Banner. There we go. We're gonna get so many damn Chaos Spawn in this army. Alright. Armor of Fortune. Okay. Double barrel on Morgur. There he is! Morgur just goes... God, I wish. You just wonder, someone runs out to fight Morgur, and he just pulls out a gun out of, like, nowhere. Oh my god, he's got a gun! Oh, that amuses me. Alright. Let's do this one, because it gives me more Dread faction wide. We're so close to where Wolfheart should be, but I don't see him yet. Dude, I'll tell you guys what, though. So, I've started reading the 3rd edition rulebook. Like, the lore. The 3rd edition lore for AOS. Man, there are some sexy, like, hints about stuff potentially coming in this edition. Like, they full-on drop that, like, Ushoran is on the move. Like, Ushoran's is like, active again. Oh, I want Ushoran to be playable so bad. Like, so it seems like Ushoran's on the way, which is awesome. I really, really want playable Ushoran. And they also, it's weird seeing how much, like, the Seraphon are getting, like, top billing now. Is, like, one of the most active Order factions. And they also confirmed that, they have also confirmed that the Dwarden have unified. So the Fire Slayers and the Caradron Overlords are unifying, it seems, into a single race. Which I am disappointed by that. Hopefully they'll still, like, keep expanding them, and maybe since they're combining, do some really clever things with it. Because it's always been weird. It's weird to me that there are, like, 4 or nearly 5 at this point playable elf factions, but there's only, like, 1, but there's only 2 dwarf factions. Like, I really don't understand why Games Workshop has such a hard time with dwarfs and such an easy time with elves. Like, it shouldn't be that hard. Really shouldn't. I mean, hopefully they're going to add, like, another dwarf faction into the mix. To just... That way there's 3. Because in my opinion, like, it's always better when there's 3. To, like, keep things standard. No, Chaos Dwarfs are coming. Chaos Dwarfs are 100% coming out this edition. Like, beyond the shadow of a doubt. Chaos Dwarfs are coming out in 3rd edition for Age of Sigmar. So, like, Chaos Dwarf fans just gotta be patient, because they are absolutely getting something. Pretty soon. Games Workshop has Peter Jackson syndrome? Do you mean Tolkien syndrome? Peter Jackson did not, like, cut out a lot of dwarf content. If anything, he, like, added dwarf content. Tolkien really didn't write a lot about dwarfs. I just hope they... The thing that I really don't like about Modern Dwarden, like, the reason I would never collect a Dwarden army right now, is I still don't like how much they are... Ooh. Let's get Primal Fury next. I really don't like that, like, the entire race are mercenaries. Like, just so many mercenaries. And that's all they are. Like, the Caradron are, like, uber capitalists that sometimes have a heart of gold, but usually, like, whether or not that's actually true is a total toss-up. And then on top of that, you have, like, and then the Fire Slayers are, like, literally mercenaries. And I'm just not a fan. Like, of every single dwarf race doing that. Like, I can understand if one of the dwarf races did that, but the fact that all of them do it, it's like, okay, we get it, Games Workshop. Like, you don't understand how to write, like, honorable dwarf people and make it make sense. Like, we get it. You don't need to shove it down our throats. Like, give us a single mercenary faction, and then give us, like, an OG traditional faction. But, like, I still am strongly of the opinion that if, like, someone is like, oh man, I, like, love the dwarves from Warhammer Fantasy, I'm a hardcore dwarf fan, like, is there a race for me to play in AOS? I'm kind of like, not really. Like, there are guys that look like your army, but none of them are very genuine descendants, unfortunately. Now, granted, that's just my opinion. I know there are people that don't agree with that, but that's how I feel about it. Like, I want dwarfs back that understand the meaning of honor and stand by their allies no matter what. Which Games Workshop keeps trying to have its cake and eat it too. Because when you read the Fireslayer section in the new 3rd edition book, they literally pull the whole thing of like, oh yeah, they're like total mercenaries that will only help you if you have gold, and they'll tell you to like get bent if you don't, and will like abandon you to die, yada 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 yada. Like just all that stuff, and then they also are like, but they're like super honorable, and once they give their oath, they never break it, and yada yada yada. And it's like, okay, there is a very thin line where these are not contradictions, but it's a really thin line, painfully thin line. And I feel like they need to pick a lane. Because the whole thing with first edition AOS was that, like, they really did not want all of the factions to get along. Whoa, new rampage! And the drowned are dead. Nice. Like, Games Workshop really, really wanted to make it where they were like, okay, well, so, like, there are good guys, or there's no good guys. Like, order is the building of civilization, and that's, like, it. Like, none of them are good guys. Which was fine. Like, okay, yeah, sure, that works. And then, and so, like, every faction that they added to order had, like, super massive issues. Where it's like, okay, the Fireslayers are all, like, just ridiculous mercenaries who only care about getting Urgold, and everything else can, like, burn as far as they're concerned. Meanwhile, the oh man, I'm having a brain fart. The Caradron come out and they're like, oh yeah, no, like, the Caradron don't give a crap about any of, like, the landborn armies. You know, they would happily leave everyone to die. They're just there to make a quick buck. And if they can make money off you, oh yeah, sure, they'll help you. But, like, if they can't make money off you, well then no, you're on your own. Like, they're gonna leave you to die. And they don't care. Like, they don't care at all. And it's like, okay, Games Workshop, how am I supposed to, like... Why do I care about these races? Like, when they're unreliable backstabbers. Like, maybe they don't go so far as to, like, hardcore backstab. You know, it's like, oh, okay, they have rules, kind of. But, like, it's so over the top. It's so over the top. I just want them to wind it down a little bit. Like, give me some dwarfs that are actual dwarfs instead of men. Like, they act more like, I guess maybe that's what it is they act more like what I associate fantasy greedy humans to act like instead of proper Dawi. But we'll see what they do in 3rd edition. Like, going into the, with, like, Grombrindal back, or not well, yes, Grombrindal, but with, like, Grugni actually back and leading them, and Grugni having all of his, like, Warhammer Fantasy positions as far as, like, what we should be doing, like, how we should be handling situations and all that stuff. Like, there's literally a scene in Broken Realms where Grugni shows up and gives, like, a speech to all of the Caradron about how, like, hey, maybe it's time for you guys to actually start fighting for something important and, like, doing the right thing instead of just doing the profitable thing. And he kind of wins them over on that. He doesn't win over all of them, but he wins over some of them. So I'm wondering if, like, the Caradron are going to go through, like, a crisis of faith kind of situation where, like, they start having to debate within their own culture, like, what it is they're trying to do. Like, do we continue to, like, be, like, just one step beneath pirates? Because we're not actually pirates, but we're, like, super meticulous with our, like, code and drafts and stuff, and if something, and like if we can find a way to wiggle out of a contract, we will. Or are they gonna like turn over a new leaf and actually start trying to do the right thing? Like there are still evil guys. Like one of the Caradron cities, I think it's Balak Mognar or something like that. I forget which one it is. But one of the Chaos Dwarf cities are just literal pirates. Like they're the worst. To the extent that all of the other Caradron cities don't like them. Yeah, Balak Mognar. Yeah, they're pirates. They are literally pirates. Like they basically operate so hard on the fringe of the rest of society that like it seems debatable whether or not like the other Caradron would even like help them if they were like on the verge of being wiped out or something. Because they're just so untrustworthy and are just like the worst. Which I wouldn't mind that. Like, I wouldn't mind if they, like, maybe brought the overall Caradron and Fireslayers closer to being, like, okay, no, these are, like, actual dwarfs with, like, dwarf aesthetic, and, you know, they have Dawi principles, and they're reliable allies, and all this stuff. But there's, like, these other, like, there's these factions, within their culture, these sub-factions that maybe kind of bend the rules a bit and, like, are really on the fringe of being something really, really rough. That I would be totally cool with. Okay, so I think we're going to get rid of... It's time to go all in on Chaos Spawn after we upgrade our Herdstones! Nice, so we can get level 4 Herdstones now. Which is awesome, because for Hexwaddle and for Nagarond, which are unique Herdstones, that means I get better buffs faction-wide. Do I think they could add some Gazul-themed units? Oh yeah, I mean, Gazul has been, like, easily one of the most important Dwarden gods. Or he is the most important, next to only Grugni and Grimnir. Like, those two are obviously still more important, but Gazul has been, like, a regular in Age of Sigmar. Like, the Sons of Gazul are a sub-faction, essentially, of Dwarden that show up a lot. And I mean a lot. They show up all over the damn place. They were a favorite staple of one of the authors. I think it was Josh Reynolds, who's no longer with Black Library. But he really went heavy on Gazul-themed stuff. Okay, so I want Chaos Spawn! All the Chaos Spawn for Morgar. Morgar and his pretty children. Soltor, I genuinely believe that Valaya is going to come back. I think 1,000 billion% Valaya is going to come back. I think that there's going to literally be a huge mission to bring her to like get her back. I think that's going to be like the big thing that the Dwarden are going to go for and try. Now, whether or not it works, who's to say? But I do believe that they are going to launch a mission to try and bring her back. Which is going to be like the full might of the Dwarden Empire, you know, turning, all working together against Nagash. Which would be a good way to introduce a new Dwarden faction as well. If you have Valaya return, that like gives the Dwarden a huge win, because the Dwarden have just kind of been losing consistently in AOS, as far as like not really accomplishing a lot of major things. Like they did get to play a nice role in Mortal Empires, but there have definitely been some struggles. for the poor Dwarden. But now that Grugni's back, literally everything's up in the air. Like, anything could happen now that Grugni's back. Because, I mean, it was like a huge... It was like a large question for a good long time in the AOS lore community whether or not Grugni was actually ever going to even return. Or if he was just going to be like a shadowy figure in the background. The Dwardens just weren't going to have gods. Like, ever. But... now that Grugni is back, like, who knows what's going to happen. My prediction is going to be that... My prediction's going to be that the first big thing the Dwarden do is try, and hopefully successfully, reclaim the Forge City of Grugni. Which is where the Gotrek story left off in Gitslayer. Gitslayer basically ends with Gotrek, like, committing to fight alongside the Caradron, because there's the city he's in, like, he really likes those Dwarden. So it seems very, and last we left off with him, they were planning to find the Forge City and take it back. Which I think would be a really, really, really kick-ass storyline. And would give the Dwarden, like, a massive fight. Because last we know, the Lost City is not only perilously close to the lands of Skragrott, so you're going to have, you know, Gloomspite gets everywhere, but the current owners of the Lost Forge City of Grugni are the Skaven. Big time Skaven. So it could be really interesting to see what goes down in that fight. But I could totally see in 3rd edition if they manage to take back the Forge City. Like, Nagash is really weak right now. Nagash is like the weakest he has been in AOS since Archaon killed him. Or since before Sigmar found him. Like, he is hurting right now. So, like, if you were ever gonna try and launch an invasion of Shaiish to get back, like, an important soul and rip it out of Nagash's guts, now would be the time. Like, he's vulnerable right now. Which Nagash normally is not. He's usually pretty good about the whole not letting himself get too weak, but he got way overconfident during 2nd edition, and that ended up leading to his defeat in Broken Realms. Yes, Valea is the goddess of hearth. She's the goddess of the hearth, the goddess of healing. She also stands for, like, kin, so, like, family structure, and brewing, like brew mastery. So, like, her being dead is a massive, massive, massive problem for, like, the Dawi as a civilization. There's actually some speculation that, like, the reason the Dawi are so fractured and, like, have all the problems they have right now may actually be in part to the fact that they don't have Valea's guidance. And her, like, affection and interaction with them to help, like, steady them. You know, all the Dwarden have right now, they have a dead death god, which is, you know, not super useful. They have a war god who blew himself up into a whole bunch of itty-bitty pieces, not super helpful. And then they've got Grugni, who was basically like dad left for cigarettes and only just now came back after a couple thousand, or a good, like, 1,000 or so years. So, like, Grugni finally came back from getting milk, but, you know, his kids are pretty pissed at him. A lot of them. So, I don't think he's going to have a super easy time winning them all over. At least not for a good long while. Going for Marcus? I am going for Marcus, and he's actually very, very close. Yeah, Grugni... Well, Grugni was busy with the Stormcast, but even then, he pieced out. Like, once Grugni helped Sigmar get, like, his shop set up, Grugni peaced out. And he was missing for most of the Age of Chaos. But now he's back. Better than ever. I wish I could equip Spawn Wranglers on heroes. It hurts my soul that I can't. Because it would make getting a lot of Chaos Spawn in Morgar's army a lot easier. What are going to be the model focuses for this edition? Who knows? But my guess, based on what I've heard and seen, I think that Flesh Eater Courts are going to get a range refresh. That's going to clean up a lot of their models. And Ushoran is going to come back as the 3rd edition. He's going to be the new Mortarch in 3rd edition. Probably like the Mortarch of Madness or something. And then I think we will also see the Ossiarch Bone Reaper range expanded. Because they've already shown us some like new unit types via the Underworlds. Because they gave us, like, in Underworlds, there's like a Bone Reaper, like just a generic guy who's an archer. So hopefully we're going to get like more range stuff. Maybe some Chariots? Chariots would be cool. The Stormcast are getting a Chariot at the start of 3rd edition. So like, Chariots are back? I'm really hoping we're going to see a lot more Chariots, because they are non-existent in in Age of Sigmar. The only Chariots we have are from Fantasy, and most of the Chariot units got discontinued. So I would love to see Chariots come back, and for the Ossiarch Bone Reapers to get Chariots, since they're supposed to be... The Ossiarch Bone Reapers are basically the new Tomb Kings, so like them not having Chariots is a crime. So hopefully they'll get Chariots. Also, so I think those are going to be the big ones for death. I don't expect Nighthaunts are going to get much. Like, Nighthaunts, I could see, like, get a new hero or maybe a new unit, but probably nothing crazy. What else? Stormcasts are obviously going to get a lot of attention here at the start. It looks like Stormcasts, on top of getting, like, basically a brand new design range, which, not sure why they needed that. I don't know if Games Workshop was, like... I don't know what happened with the Stormcasts. Like, it seems to be either that Games Workshop did not like how the Stormcasts were selling, and they thought the design was the problem, or they just didn't like the Stormcast, the way the Stormcast looked. Because the Stormcasts are getting a range refresh, essentially, but they're only 3 years old, or 4 years old. Like, really short period of time to be getting a range refresh, in my opinion. But, you know, it's their game. They can do what they want. We can almost get the Great Herdstones. I'm hoping, though, that once the Stormcasts are out, they're done for 3rd. Because they are getting... The Stormcast, during 2nd edition, the Stormcast got a pretty minor release.
Another wretched foul lizard thing joins the Red Host. Cursed Sotek spawn.
When will Nagash get his groove back?
When will the Emperor get his groove back? I suspect Nagash is probably going to need most of the edition to, like, really come back into full power. I suspect that... I don't know how Ushoran is going to play into it, but Ushoran is almost certainly going to play into it. Because right now, in the last story that we saw Nagash in, he basically pops up, and he's clearly really, like, wobbly, and, like, not all there. And, like, Archon the Black is missing. Is that Marcus? Ah, no, it's Humphrey Zintler. But where's Marcus? Archon the Black is missing. We don't know where he is right now. Lost in space somewhere. Then there's...
I think not. Not possible.
You're not who I want. Where are the sisters? Archon the Black is missing. Manfred von Karstein has, like, flat out betrayed everything. Manfred's pulling a Manfred. And he started a civil war with Neferata. Orphean Catacros is busy waging a war against Archaon. Lady Allender is, last we checked, in Shaman, reaping all the benefits from her alliance with Be'lakor. So the only person left was Neferata. And Neferata, Nagash showed up and he's like, oh, Neferata's like the only loyal servant I have left. And Neferata was like, yep, totally, super loyal, yep, that's me. So it seems Neferata's gonna try and get, like, make Nagash happy so she can benefit. But knowing her, she is almost assuredly going to push too hard, and she's going to end up, like, trying to manipulate Nagash and is going to fail miserably. And he's going to figure it out. But we'll have to see what happens. Alright, it's time for us to send a message to Marcus Wolfhart. Never got into AOS. It's a great time to get into it, but you don't have to if you don't like it. You want to see Stormgeist? Yeah, Stormgeist would be cool. How's the new Soulblight book? It's really good. Soulblight book is awesome. It's got really good lore, and the faction's really strong. I'm so glad CA didn't try to make Taurox's weakness a gameplay mechanic. Oh yeah, no. It functions much better as a campaign mechanic. Yeah, it just wouldn't make sense. Like, if you tried to work in Taurox's weakness, like, there's no way to do it where it would not end up just being, like, a super frustrating mechanic. Because if you were like, okay, well, there's like a percentage chance, like what could you do? Like, oh, there's a small percentage chance that when Taurox takes damage, he automatically dies. Like, yeah, no, that would be ridiculous and really, really dumb. So that wouldn't work. So yeah. Oh, I need to get rid of the Jabberslythe so it can go to Morgar's army. Now that I think about it. But I'll do it this next turn. Hopefully I can... I need to make sure I've got suitable replacements. Cap his resistances at 80 instead of 90? I feel like most people just wouldn't notice that. How was Cursed City as a standalone game? I've only got to play it once. Like, I own it, and I got all the minis painted. I paid someone else to do it. But, like, it's fun. It's definitely a game that you want to know what you're doing. And it makes it a lot faster. But it's very, very enjoyable to play. And I really hope Games Workshop gets their shit together and finds a way to continue supporting it. Because right now, you can't buy it, and that sucks. Because it's, like, insanely fun. Taurox is here! Oh, and there goes the gate. Oh, simultaneous explosions! That was cool looking. Well, get in here, you goofs! Oh yeah, I've got a Vile Tide spell. That'll work. Explode all the things! Explode all the things. What's my prediction for the first Lord DLC for Game 3? Ooh, that's a hard one. That's a legit magic trick trying to predict that. If I had to guess, I think it's going to be a Baba Yaga character. I think it's going to be Kislev with a Baba Yaga type character as the DLC hero versus Neferata. I think it's going to be, that's my prediction. I think it's going to be like an ugly great hag mother who you think is like this super terrifying bad guy, when in reality she's the good guy. Versus, why did I overcast that? Stop, 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 stop! That's my prediction. I think it's gonna be, because I think that would be like a really cool theme. Like, you have this really ugly, hideous crone who's actually the hero, like, she's the good guy, versus, Neferata, who's like this beautiful, goddess, who's just like the most attractive entity, but she's actually the monster. And then after that, and for the free LC, I would have Boris Ursus, because we all know Boris lives. But I think charging charging money for Boris would be silly, unless he was like something exotically different. Don't just stand there and kill them. Alright, the city is mine. And by mine, I mean dead. Is there... I saw somebody earlier ask if there's a unique Hearthstone Itza. There's not. I have checked. Hey, Prince of Sins! Thanks so much for continuing your support for 7 months. All is swell, dude. All is very swell. I'm happy. Things are going great. I literally cannot complain because I'm pretty content. I am pretty content. The hag and the hag-nots. Did the giants get any buffs? I have no idea. I mean, giants are good. Like, they're very one-dimensional and they're heavily countered by range. But, you know, they can, like, absolutely, like, if you can, there were already some, like, really competitive builds in multiplayer that rely on giants, like, before this came out. Like, I think there's a popular Chaos build that's, like, 2 Chaos Giants, Sigvald, and, like, some other stuff. They could be really, really strong. You just have to make sure your opponent doesn't have ranged units that can get in range and fire on them for free. Like, you need to take out the enemy ranged units at all cost, and then the giants can just go to town. Please tell CA we need the Red Duke as Legendary Lord. Dude, they know. They know. Now, whether they're going to do anything with that knowledge is another thing, but... Did that advance my rampage? It didn't! What a ripoff. I'm coming for you, Wolfheart. I'm coming. I'm coming. And when I get there, you're going to be sorry, son. Alright, well, we have ooh, Kaden Unleashed. Nice. We have, like, so many... I'm gonna try and get an ambush here. We have so many Chaos Spawn now. Ugh, he's got, like, all archers, which makes me scared. That's, like, a genuine counter to me. Like, look at that! I don't want to fight all that at once. Oh, but hey, if I do... Oh, look at that! So if I do raid stance, even though he's an encampment stance, and he's in a settlement, they're still taking attrition damage. Isn't that cool? Oh, Morgar's Despoiler is so good. It's so good! And so thematic and sexy. I want my max tier Hearthstones. Give me my max tier Hearthstones. First DLC for Total War Warhammer 3 has to be Thankful? No, not Thankful. I think Thankful absolutely will be a Total War Warhammer 3 DLC, but I don't think he should be at the beginning. I think the worst thing you could do to the community right now is be like, look, more Skaven! Like, I think people would lose their shit. Okay, so normally I would fight this because it's going to be like a crazy good fight, But because it's all archers, this honestly looks like it's going to be super frustrating, so I'm just going to go ahead and auto-resolve this one. Normally I wouldn't, but like, oh man, I don't want to fight that many archers, dude. Not against the AI. Lizards had more DLC than Skaven. That's true. But I think for a lot of people, the Skaven... The problem with the Skaven compared to the Lizardmen is that, in defense of the Lizardmen, every single time the Lizardmen got a DLC, whoever was the other faction got a great DLC, and the Lizardmen side sucked. Whenever the Skaven got a DLC, with a lot of people, I think, would argue that, like, the Skaven always had the best stuff. Like, the Skaven are easily the golden child of CA. Where are Chaos Spawn? They're there. Like, Creative Assembly spoils the shit out of the Skaven. This is the first time the Lizardmen have actually got a DLC that wasn't bad. Which says a lot, in my opinion. Give me a Manticore... and Ungors. Just to fill out my roster here a bit. Oh, I could upgrade Mortar's buildings. Sure, why not? Ah, I need 2250. Damn it. I don't want to use a Rampage because I'm already really close to being out. I'll just wait till next turn. Did I disband the Jabber's Life? Not yet. I'm not going to do it just yet. I want to wait until I save up enough Dread to upgrade how many Gorgons I can have. All of the Lizardman DLCs were good. I disagree. I disagree massively. I think they have gotten okay, but I think the Tehennawin one on release was absolutely broken and was absolute garbage. Literal garbage. Just horseshit of a DLC. And Nakai is still bad. Nakai is still really bad. They were not good. They were just bad. Hello. Goodbye. Yeah, Nakai is definitely one of the worst factions in the game. I definitely agree. Savage Rampage, I want the less momentum. Did I ever claim my Cataclysmic from last time? I didn't! I didn't claim my Cataclysm from last time. Crap. Give me cheaper Brave Shamans. Okay. And then let me get max tier Hearthstones! Sure. Buy Brave Shaman. The best legendary lord is Tretch Craventail? Ah, yes. How could we all be so blind? Tretch Craventail. Tretch Craventail. The one true master of Total War Warhammer. The only... Finally, some good fucking content. Having all these Gorgons is hilarious. Where are you, Wolfheart? Oh, there he is. It's here, chat. I'm about to save the end. I'm about to prevent the prevent the apocalypse by starting another apocalypse. Oh, it's revenge time, baby. Let's go. Okay. I have Vanguard deployment. This will be fun. Man, some peeps are about to get ran the hell over.
Time cheered. X50.
Murphenstein, thanks so much for the cheer bits. The bits, my dude. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Alright. He's mine, though. What are the Seraphon doing in 3rd edition? Being an excuse for the Stormcast to get even more models in their range. The Seraphon, I was so disappointed by that. I was so disappointed by that. Hey, Murphinstein, I really appreciate that. Thank you. So there was a big moment in Broken Realms where it's revealed that Lord Croak basically saved an entire race of dragons, dragon-like people known as the Draconiths, and like he saved their race from extinction. And so it was heavily insinuated that the Seraphon were going to acquire all of these dragons as part of a new, like, Seraphon subrace. And I was very excited for that. And then they released a new short story, like, this week, that goes to show that, nope, just kidding, they're not for the Seraphon, they're for the goddamn Stormcast. Again. So, the Stormcast are just reveling in their constantly... and getting a whole bunch of dragons for some reason. I don't know why they're getting so many dragons. The Stormcast Eternals, like, just can't pick a theme. Games Workshop's just like, oh, a concept exists? We should make a Stormcast Eternal version of that. It's like... ugh. Why must they have every cake? Why must they have every theme? Come here, Wolfheart. You're mine, bitch! Ain't no arrow gonna save you, not this time. Well, there goes like a quarter of his health. I'm gonna say, dude, their space... Actually, I don't think the Space Marines are as bad as Stormcast when it comes to, like, feeling like they have to have every single theme. Like, Space Marines, it's like, oh, they get vehicles. But, like, Space Marines don't have monsters, right? Space Marines are like, okay, they are humans. They have cool, like, yep, they've got... like, they kind of got everything, but not to the extent the Stormcast have. The Stormcasts are literally like, oh, something exists? Oh, well, that's in our army now. Like, oh, we have monsters, and we have chaff, and we have chariots, and we have flyers, and we have hardcore melee, and hardcore range, and skirmish range, and we've got skirmish cav, and heavy shooting cav, and skirmish melee cav, and lots of special characters, and we've got magic, and we've got special mounts for magic. So we have wizard cavalry, we have wizards, and we have units that are wizards. Like, the Stormcast literally have everything in the game. The only thing the Stormcast do not have yet, the only thing they don't have yet, is that the Stormcast do not have, like, a horde unit. Other than that, they've got literally everything. And it's super dumb. I'm fine with Stormcast being, like, a super elite human force. But the fact that they also get, like, every single toy in existence on top of that is just ridiculous. Alright, Wolfheart is dead, and I think it's time to send Taurox. Do I want to raise a Herdstone here? Sure, why not? I think... ooh, yeah, that 10% missile resistance. Oh, baby. I think the celebrating Wolfheart's death with a Herdstone is perfect. Absolute perfection. We still don't have a vampire count lord playable in Vortex. What's the deal with that? Honestly, if I had to guess, people aren't gonna like me saying this, but here, okay, I'm about to spill a fact on you guys. Okay, you might not like it, but it's true. And the fact is, I genuinely think that so many people in the community complained about vampire counts throughout a lot of Warhammer 1 and Warhammer 2 that Creative Assembly genuinely just didn't think people wanted more vampire count stuff. Because, I mean, it was crazy how much complaining there was about vampire counts. Despite the fact vampire counts got one DLC. Like, oh, there was so much bitching and moaning about vampire counts. Like, I'm not saying the community is to blame, but I am saying the community played its part. Why? Because no, the community complained because they felt vampire counts were getting too much content. Which I know sounds ridiculous right now, but back during Warhammer 1, there was like a steady period where vampire counts kept getting new legendary lords or like new characters. So it was like, okay, like the first lord pack was vampire counts, and as a free LC they got Vlad von Karstein. And then that year, that February, for Make Love Not War, they then released Isabella von Karstein for free. And then, or sorry, not that year, but the next year. And then later that year, they released the Wood Elf DLC, and the Wood Elf DLC had the Red Duke as one of as its free LC, like one of its free LC things, was that it added the Red Duke to the game. So a lot of people were just like, oh, vampire counts are getting so much stuff. And like when they released the first Blood pack, the first Blood for the Blood God Pact, or DLC, it had Blood Knights, vampire count Blood Knights, as like the unit to go along with it. So like there was just a period where like people were like, oh, the vampire counts are getting so much favoritism. Oh, like, and of course they were being ridiculous. It was nothing compared to what we would see later. And the Red Duke isn't even a playable character. He's just like, he's basically just a skin for an NPC. That's all he is. But yeah, that's what I blame it on personally. I also think that Creative Assembly massively goofed when they were designing the DLC schedule, because I think anyone in their right mind would have told them, hey, that Game 1 versus Game 2 concept you're doing looks pretty cool. Why don't we, like, expand that to its natural conclusion, right? So instead of, like, I don't know, only doing it, like, a couple of times, what if we did it for all the Game 1 races? So, like, let's do Skaven versus Dwarfs, and then Dark Elves versus vampire counts, and then we can do everything else the way we've already done it. That way, all of the DLCs for the second DLC cycle of Total War Warhammer 2 will be Game 1 versus Game 2. Won't that be cool and, like, neat and stuff? And CA was like, nah, that's dumb. Why don't we do... No, that's dumb. I've got a totally better idea. Let's do Game 1 versus Game 2 for all of them, except dwarves and vampire counts. Fuck those guys. Let's do Dark Elves. Let's do... Guys, listen, guys. Let's do Dark Elves versus Skaven. Because that's a super famous matchup, guys. I mean, that... When you think of Malice Darkblade, who do you think of? Deathmaster Snitch. It just writes itself. Great. Whoever did that, I fucking hate that person. It's super weird. Vampires are the only ones not in. Yeah, well, that's just the way it is. Trust me, if it was up to me, that would not be the case. But it's not up to me because nobody cares what I think. I can't be bothered. Squish. It's very satisfying when Taurox just goes... We should have gotten Zacharias the Everliving. We should have. It's a shame we didn't. We got robbed. But Zacharias would have been the most kick-ass thing in the universe. It would have just been like pure tasty goodness. But no. We got Malice versus Deathmaster Snitch. Is Zacharias off the table for Game 2? Yeah. Game 2's done. This is it. This is the last DLC for Game 2. Like, we are done. Pelt of the Shadow Gave. Uh-oh. Who's gonna tell Morkert? Do we... I mean, should we... do we... do we just... I mean, it's just kind of like returning something, right? Let's give it to like his Wargore buddy. There we go. Malagor or Morgor just like rips off his back and is like, here. There you go. This will protect you. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it, Morgor. You're such a good friend. Thanks. It's just got like nasty flies and all sorts of other gross stuff just buzzing around it. What other Lizman lore do I want in the game since I got Oxiodal? Literally the only character left that I think the Lizardman could have as a legendary lord is Tedoecho. Tedoecho is literally the last one. Chalkhox, I think, should be a legendary hero, and that's it. We've got the entire Lizardman roster. Like, literally all of it. As far as characters go. They could give us a couple more units if they wanted to, and I wouldn't say no, but... What race is the Sleeper? I have a video about the Sleeper, I think, somewhere. But the Sleeper is not a traditional race. The Sleeper is... We don't really know what the Sleeper is, other than it is some kind of large insectoid that has... that made a deal with Chaos to survive. Against the early dwarfs, because the early dwarfs basically drove its race to near extinction, and obviously it wasn't super happy about that. Cataclysmic rampage. So there we go. We maxed out the rage bar. Very nice. So, you know, it was a little upset about that whole thing, so it made a deal with the Dark Gods that it would basically serve them and spread their influence as long as they gave it the power to survive and, well, to even thrive. And so it basically went into hibernation for a super crazy long time. and was just constantly mutating and changing over that entire period. And when it finally burst out, because it got dug up by the Dawi, it was super nasty and gross. Oh my god, I can have so many Gorgons. Just all the... More Gorgons! I desire more! Neferata should be with Nagash? I disagree. Neferata hates Nagash more than, like, any of the other vampire... Of the vampire count character... Of the vampires, the first vampires, there is not a single one of them that hates Nagash more than Neferata does. Abarash, Vlad, Ushorin, and... the last one, the Necrarch, whose name is slipping my mind at the moment, none of them loathe Nagash like Neferata does. Like, of all the characters that tried to stop Nagash from coming back to life, Neferata was like... Wazoran, thank you. Neferata, she is disgusted by the existence of Nagash. And she hates him on a level that I cannot even express. Because Neferata's entire thing is that Neferata desires power and freedom above all other things. And she hates men. She hates men. Because every single time in her life that she basically, like, fell in love with a guy or had a guy that she, like, relied on very closely for whatever reason, she got backstabbed every single time. Like, just to a almost comical extent. She had a horrible track record. And every single dude she tried to rely on, ended up betraying her. At least in her mind. Some of them, it's not quite that simple. Like, you could argue that Abarash did not betray her with the intent of, like, harming her, but he did chuck a spear through her chest in her defense. But I think that adding her to... Ooh, I could get missile resistance on my Chaos Spawn. Well, they're already going to have regeneration, so I kind of just think I want to increase their damage. So let's do Manbane and Crown of Thorns. But I don't think it would be fair to Neferata's character to make her part of Nagash's posse. I think she should just be traditional vampire counts. If you want a character for Nagash, like you want a character to come with Nagash who's like his buddy, and like works with him, the character you want is not Neferata, it's the Nameless or Drakenfels. The Nameless is like a really crazy character, and I think he would actually be a very fitting ally to Nagash as like an optional lord. You were more saying they should come in at the same time? You could do that. I feel like that would kind of be an undead overload. But I mean, that depends on how they do Nagash. Did you just... Skrulk, I did not take this just so you could claim it as your house. Get out of there, you little rat. I did not make that for you. You know what I wish? I wish when you killed Lord Skrulk, it gave the army that killed him immunity to attrition from plague damage. Because, man, whenever you're fighting Skrulk, that is such an annoying thing to have to deal with. That It would be really nice if by killing Skrulk you made your army immune to attrition from plague. That'd be swell. Okay, I need one more Gorgon in this. Well, I could actually get more Minotaurs. I think I have enough Gorgons. So I've got 3 regular. I've got 3 of each. I kind of like having all the Gorgons I have, though. Is 5 Gorgons too many Gorgons? Nah, that's fine. What's a few Gorgons between friends, right? What's a few Gorgons between friends? Stretch and hydrate, thank you guys. Alright, and it's time for Morgur to leave. We are sending... Well, carefully. But we are carefully sending Morgur to the ocean. Oh, there's the Sisters of Twilight. The time has come for Morgur to go to the old world. More Chaos Spawn, please. I will also take a Giant. I've got one more slot left. Let's take also a unit of Centaurs with throwing axes. Nice. Wonder how much a Stormcast Felix would be. I don't think Felix is going to be a Stormcast. I genuinely do not think that's the direction CA or Games Workshop wants to take that. Do I have Kazrak with his Bestigors? Not yet, but we can get them. Oh, Oxiodal died. Rip. Oh no, that means I died. Oh no. Oh. Hello. Goodbye. That was rude. Because that knocks me out of my building stance. You can't have enough Fate Gorgons? Hey, you. I know what that's a reference to. Behave yourself. Don't give in to the horny. Don't give in. The Gorgons of the Beastmen are eternal. Horniness is only temporary. Resist. Oh no, I didn't get knocked out of my stance. Centaur throwing axes. I gave into I gave into the horny from Fate long ago. Well, I mean, in your defense, I think Fate was carefully constructed and engineered to tap into the horny. To my understanding, that's the whole point of the popularity behind that series. Everything else is secondary. What Felix and Gotrek and Felix Omnibus do I find best and worst? I think the first Omnibus is undeniably the best. I don't think anybody could argue that. The first Omnibus in Gotrek and Felix is the best just because it has Demon Slayer in it, which I think Demon Slayer is genuinely the best of them. The worst one? Probably like the last one that they made. Like, because the last ones weren't really like collected stories or anything. They're just conglomerations of stories. Like, they're not like, oh hey, like here's like an interesting connected story. They're literally just a whole bunch of they're a whole bunch of different tales just thrown together. which I don't think is nearly as impressive or tells as interesting of a narrative. You did not just... Oh, gosh darn it. Who is that? Tehinowen? Yes. Of course it's Tehinowen with his stupid wrong-ass plaque. Mocking me with every breath that he takes. Jerk. Alright, we're getting out of here. To the sea! To the old world! I need to go to Gisero, which is down here somewhere. There it is. That's Bordalo. Isn't Gisero like inland? Ah, there we are. Our course is set, Captain! And when Morgr gets to the mainland, we will probably spawn Kazrak. People love and hate you, Sotek, because you're a tier 5 unit to increase capacity, which is annoying. But the Oracle is so good! It's worth tier 5. Oh yeah, Giant Slayer, like, if you're asking just about, like, my personal favorite book is probably Giant Slayer. I have a lot of affection for Giant Slayer. Wait, what? Oh, that's another Lizardman force. What do I need to do to win this campaign? Just win more battles? Oh, I have to conquer? Oh, raise or conquer. Okay, so I've done that. Okay. I was like, what? It's like, oh, okay, no, it's already counted it. Okay. I was going to be upset if it hadn't. Tehinowen's just run around like a jerk, messing up things. Why are we ranking the omnibuses? Aren't they just the same books in one big book? No, there's multiple. There's what, 6 omnibus? There's 6 omnibi, and each of them have 3 of the main books, and then sometimes they have short stories thrown in until you get to like the 5th one, and then at that point they just start being like a whole bunch of shorter books thrown together. Telsmere, no problem, my dude. I should be actually finishing up the Chaos Dwarf series either this week or next week. It'll probably be next week that it finishes, but there will be some more episodes this week. Oh, hey, Vololish Griefbringer. Don't attack me, nerd. Hey, AV Extreme, what's up, dude? I feel like I haven't seen you in a hot minute. How you been? Alright, we're going after Nakai's stupid subfaction. Okay, they're dead. That was so hard. There we go. I love maxed out Gorbals. Brings me joy. Legend Scar, I believe that, yes. I do believe that Ogre Kingdoms are the first DLC race, not... I think they're the pre-order race. Sorry. I think the pre-order race for Total War Warhammer 3 is Ogre Kingdoms. I am being pinged, apparently. Let me see. There it is. Can't do... Thursday. AV Extreme, I'm glad to hear you're doing well, dude. I'm doing all right myself. I'm doing pretty good. Let's just go for the nearest shoreline, because Beastmen are like the slowest ocean race now, because the Beastmen do not have a run stance when at sea. They can only walk, which means that getting across the ocean takes. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, is that not a Hearthstone? Oh no, it's not. That is not one of my things. Okay, the only one that I can still blow up is Pluxlon. But this one's getting pretty big. Those pirates are almost assured. Those pirates are definitely going to attack us. They can walk on water? No. But the boat you have, which is the giant sea monster, can't run, apparently. When does the DLC actually drop? No, it won't be at midnight. It'll probably be at, like... Usually the DLC goes live... I want to say at, like... It's usually the morning of the 14th. So, like, the 14th... Usually it's, like, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time-ish. It's, like, in the afternoon British time. Oh, yeah, I'd really rather not fight that. I'm gonna go this way. Yeah, usually it's 3 p.m. British Standard Time, which is 9 a.m. my time. So 9 a.m. Central Standard Time is usually when it will go live. There's a countdown on the Steam page? Oh, well, you can just go look at that. What? Oh, get back here. Get back here, you wrong plaque-holding bitch. I wanted to love you, and CA made you ugly. Why'd you do this to me, CA? Why did you make me hate my son? Yes, we will take Kazrak, the One Eye. Oh! Huh. Okay. So, I confederated Kazrak, and he's alive. So, I just got him. Huh. I thought... Okay, well, that works. Makes my life easier. Alright, Kazrak, get to work, buddy. Let's give you some armor in the meantime. Oh, nice, AVPEX stream. How is he alive? He's just doing Kazrak things. I mean, he's only turned 66. Babale. Okay, he's turned Babali into a big old Hearthstone, which is fine by me. I don't like this one, though. We're going to get rid of that. Morgar is making his way down south. Walking fast, whatever. Which clan is Thankful a part of? He's part of the Gracier clan. Sweat Master of Sotek. I'm not sweating. Not at this precise moment. Is he in a book I could read? Thankful? Thankful's got his own trilogy. And it's amazing. It's very humorous. I would not advise reading it until you've read Gotrek and Felix, though. Up to at least... I think to really appreciate the Thankful trilogy, you need to make it up to... Defeated Tehinuan. Very nice, actually. Oh god. You need to make it up to... Beast Slayer. I think once you finish Beast Slayer, you are good to go. Oh, I got a Skaven plague on me. Well, that's no fun. That's a bad time. Whatever, I'm not gonna let it slow me down. Onwards! I thought that was my plague. It is not my plague, it is a Skaven plague. Which is the opposite of a good time. You're on Skaven Slayer at the moment? Oh yeah. Then yeah, you are on the path to wonderful things. What makes up this Hearthstone? Oh, this one's ritual locked. What does this let me recruit? Can I recruit Bestigors? No. Bummer. Okay, so we're gonna go this way. We're gonna head towards Midland. Give me that Bestigor herd! And the Gore herd! And not the Ungor herd, because I already give Ungors poison attacks just by existing. Yeah, give me Gore, Ungor, and that'll... Okay, yep, sure. Oh, I have 2 giants, though. That's nice. I already have some archers. Want some warhounds? There we go. What is the highest tier Ogre Kingdoms monster? It's tied. The highest tier Ogre Kingdom monster is either the Stonehorn or the Thunder Tusk. But you can go with either one of them. They are equal levels of crazy high tier nastiness. What's the first Gotrek and Felix book called? Troll Slayer. Troll Slayer is the original. Troll Slayer. Funny enough, Troll Slayer is actually not originally a book. Okay, whatever. Troll Slayer was originally a collection of short stories that you would like read in your local White Dwarf whenever the White Dwarf magazine would come out or something. And Troll Slayer collected them all together and then wrote a longer story, which is the actual Troll Slayer story, which is about them going into Katakate Peaks. Hey, Aztec, how you doing, dude? Oh, we got a rampage! I'll take the ward save this time. Because we've got a disease and it hurts. How you doing, Aztec? Alright, awesome. We unlocked another tier. We can have up to 4 armies. So we should get Malagor as soon as possible. We can have him, so why not get him? Okay, so Morgar. Yeah, it's interesting. We must have recruited Morgar after he died. Because... Ooh. Which one do I want? Forerunner is leadership. Don't need that. Alpha Beast is for Warhounds and Harpies. Don't need that. Chariots. Don't need that. Instrument of Chaos. Perfect. Where's the Black Chasm? The Black Chasm is right around... It's in southern Bretonia. It's somewhere in this ballpark. Maybe it's in northern Bretonia? It's in Bretonia! I don't remember exactly where. But the Black Chasm, which is really the last major Skaven city not on the Mortal Empires map, is somewhere in this ballpark. I would like them to add it to the game. I think the Black Chasm would make another fun area for Bretonia to whip up on in their early campaign. Twould be swell. Oh, you know what? I would like a den, actually. Because that will let me get higher tier Warhounds. Tell CA to get on it. Oh yeah, you know, I'll just ring him up and tell him to do as I command. Or there will be vague consequences, because, you know, that's totally my relationship with them. Is me ordering them to do things. Where's the Lonely Tower? I think the Lonely Tower... The Lonely Tower is what the Skaven call... the tower in Skaven Blight, right? Or is the Lonely... I'm drawing a blank on what the Lonely Tower... If it's like the major skate, if it's, I think the Lonely Tower is like the big central tower in Skaven Blight, but I'm honestly not 100% sure. Oh, the Lonely Tower is where they launched the Spirit of Grugni? Oh, that's isn't that in Kislev? Man, I haven't read Demon Slayer in like a super long time, but isn't that somewhere up here in Kislev? It's been a hilariously long time since I have read Gotrek and Felix. It's in Ostland? So Ostland is right... I mean, Ostland, you can just look at a map. It's right here. Ostland is one of the... It's right here. Ostland makes up the... Ostland takes up the northern side of the Middle Mountains and the east and the eastern side of it. Oh, you think you're getting away. Activate speed mode. Ugh, this disease sucks! Everything hurts! Guess we'll go fight Luther Harkin. While we wait for it to wear off. I hate Skaven Plague, because there's just nothing you can do about it. You just have to suffer through it until it wears off. Sucks. Such an unfun mechanic. What are the coolest NPCs in Return of Reckoning? The coolest NPCs in Return of Reckoning. I would say the Phoenix King. The Phoenix King is, in my opinion, one of the coolest because it's like the only time we ever got to see him. Because they actually like developed him into a character. Phoenix King Finnabar is very, very cool looking. Just a badass character in general. Also, the unique bad guy for the Warhammer Online Age of Reckoning, which is Takarzanek. Takarzanek has a gorgeous model. He is Takarzanek is, I think, genuinely... Malekith, you silly bitch. Get out of here, nerd. Takarzanek is genuinely one of the coolest looking villains, I think, for Chaos, because he's so heavily mutated. He is so heavily mutated. Most Chaos Lords are like just dudes in armor. Like, they look badass, but they're not, like, they're just dudes in spiky armor. A lot of them, like, look very similar to each other. Takarzanek, you would never mistake him on accident for another character, because he is hilariously mutated. Just a very, very cool model. Pirate Hunter. Taurox is running around saying, "You wouldn't download a beast herd!" Going after them pirates. Who's my favorite Beastman character and why? I mean, that's always a really hard question for me, honestly. There are things I genuinely very deeply love about every single character. Like, oh man, I deeply love and care for just all of them, really. But like, I guess my favorite one at the time you're asking me this question, because that could literally change by the time someone else asks me, I would probably say that my favorite character... I would probably go with Slug Tongue. No, I'd probably go with Morgar. I think Morgar is probably my favorite, because Morgar is basically a god. Like, Morgar is a... Like, the only reason Morgar is, like, more of a demigod instead of, like, a full-blown god is just because Morgar's entire essence is stuffed into such a tiny body that he can't really control himself. Like, he can't pay attention to what's going on. And he's, like, really disoriented because he's basically like a fourth dimensional entity stuffed into a third dimensional perceiving body. And so he's just not able to really comprehend what's going on around him. Like, there are certain things he can laser focus on, but he can't really play by the same rules as everybody else, which causes him to have a lot of issues. Yes, I will take when one falls to fully heal all my armies. Please and thank you. Because Morgar is a god. Like, even in Warhammer Fantasy, Morgar is a god. Period. End of story. It's just a matter of he is not able to really, like, show off his godhood. Because he is too busy, like, he's stuffed into an itty bitty body. Who's the leader of the Beastmen? I mean, none of the Beastman characters really interact with each other that much. If I had to pick one, like, if I was picking a character and I was like, this character is the embodiment of what it means to be a, like, they are the best representation of the Beastmen as a race, and if all the Beastman characters were to meet together, this character would be like the guy that they would all be like, okay, he's in charge. It would probably be Morgar. Morgar is like the most primal representation of the Beastmen as a race. That being said, who would be giving the orders? Probably Malagor. Malagor is like super clever, and actually has the ability to make plans. And, like, issue orders and talk to people and stuff. Morgar cannot do that. Morgar is completely insane. To the extent, like, you know, I was telling you, like, he can't really perceive anything. So, Morgar's not really paying attention to what's going on all the time. I actually do not want you on a chariot. I prefer Khazrak on foot. The way he was intended to be. Can I buy Malagor? Yes, I can! Okay, so Malagor is not alive. Okay, so I can spawn Malagor anywhere I want. Cool. I don't want to use your rampage point. Who would win, Emmerich or Rakarth? If they were battling on their dragon, so it was like Rakarth on Brachus versus Emmerich on whatever the hell his dragon's name is. Emmerich would probably win. Emmerich is a better fighter, and Emmerich also is the master of dragons. Like, no matter how much Rakarth doesn't want to admit it, he would not be able to overwhelm, like, Emmerich's natural affinity with dragonkind. Brachus would not be able to harm Emmerich. Because Emmerich's version, Emmerich has, like, the true deep power version of what's known as the Dragon Song, which basically makes it where Emmerich cannot be harmed by dragons. Yeah, Khazrak is definitely, like, if you're looking at the Empire and you're looking at, like, all the big rivalries and stuff, Khazrak is the closest thing to Gothor in the modern setting. And Gothor the Beast Lord was someone who was, like, Gothor was the biggest, baddest general of the Beastmen that has ever existed. Gothor was not only a nightmare at fighting close combat, but Gothor was also, like, a genius tactician by Beastman standards, and by a lot of other standards, too. Gothor was clever as sin. and he had zero interest in messing around, which is why Gothor wiped out an Imperial province and nearly wiped out a second one before he finally got taken down. Like Gothor, if Gothor was still alive, Gothor would be the racial leader of the Beastmen. With Gothor not around, because he died a super long time ago, I would say that Khazrak definitely takes that mantle. But Khazrak is still, like, early in his story. Luther, hearken. Like, Khazrak still has a ways to go before he achieves the glory that has been achieved by Gothor. Hey, KMS 111 Hutton. Thanks so much for using your Prime sub here. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the Red Host. Hope you enjoy your stay with our community. Thank you. Gothor did not destroy Solend. Solend was wiped out by Gorbad Ironclaw. If memory serves. Gothor, I think, destroyed... Oh, I think it was... I don't remember what the province was called. I think it was just called Drakewald. But it's what the Drakewald Runefang is... But no, Solend, which is where Balthazar Gelt starts, in Mortal Empires, that was wiped out by the Greenskins. So many Gorgons! Alright, go have fun. Alright, vampire meat is on the menu, lads. Go get him. Should Wolfric get his own insta-teleport mechanic? I mean, you could do that. I don't think it's really that necessary, though. Like, they gave him some stuff to represent his ship. Various, like, buffs. Taurox, get over here and smash this boy. 25% speed! We'll bring a Gorgon in here too, for good measure. Do Beastmen eat anything? Pretty much. Well, Beastmen eat flesh, I should say. You're not gonna find a lot of Beastmen that eat like grain or like plants. Like if they're starving, they'll eat whatever, but they definitely prefer flesh. They really like that. They really like that human meat diet. Don't let him get away! Down he goes. I still love that they put Luther Harkin on Terrorgeist. That was such an unexpected mount for him, but man, I honestly think it fits really well. Where do Minotaurs come from? Are they born like that? Essentially, yes. Minotaurs are a species of Beastmen. The natural... one of the natural enemies of the Beastmen is humans. There are... I would say that the ultimate racial enemy of the Beastmen is actually the Wood Elves, because they fight over the same territory. But in the old world, there is a massive, long history between the men of the Empire and Beastmen. And the Beastmen are more irritated by men, because men destroy the wilds and build up civilization in its place. You know, they cut back the forests, they they change nature to suit their desires, and that pisses off the Beastmen a lot. Plus, the Beastmen, despite the fact that they are not civilized, they have a surprisingly long memory when it comes to, like, remembering the way things used to be. Oh, okay, well, Teclis is dead. Cool story. And the Beastmen, via all their shamans and everything, still, like, tell legends and pass down tales of, like, the good old days when the Beastmen used to be in charge. And the Beastmen were, like, the favored children of chaos, and they got to do everything they wanted, and they hunted men in the shadows, and they were the apex predators, they were the dominant species, and then shit happened, and now they have to compete with everybody else. If Morgr were to unleash his full potential, how powerful would he be? Well, he'd be a god. If Morgr could manifest his body, or at least a much larger part of his body, into the physical plane, he would easily be one of the most powerful characters in the world. Like, he would be on par with any greater demon. Like, a lot of people, the video game doesn't do it justice, because to do Morgr justice would require making a very unbalanced character. But Morgr, in, like, reality, like, what he can do is a crazy, terrifying, powerful character. I mean, Morgr is an entity that is a true immortal, which is rare in Warhammer. Very, very rare. You know, there are things in Warhammer you can kill, but, you know, they'll get back up or whatever, or they won't stay dead long. Morgr's physical body can be destroyed, but even just destroying Morgr's physical body is incredibly difficult. Morgr is hilariously tough. There are, I actually talk about it, I think, in like my History of the Wood Elves video, which you can go watch, and it's hopefully a fun watch. But Morgr shows up a lot in that. Let's actually save up for the 1500 point, because I can earn Dread pretty fast. But Morgr shows up a lot in Wood Elf history. And the thing is, whenever Morgr attacks Athel Loren, because Morgr really likes going after Athel Loren, like, the thing I don't think a lot of people understand about him is that Morgr attacking is basically like a apocalypse scenario by the way the Wood Elves reckon things. Which, the Wood Elves are tough. Like, the Wood Elves have fought, like, massive wars, they fought Skaven hordes, just tons and tons and tons and tons of stuff. And they legitimately find Morgr to be undeniably the scariest thing in existence. Like, absolutely horrifying. Because he is literally just the very concept of reality and nature twisted in upon himself, and he's just nightmarish to deal with. Absolutely nightmarish. Speaking of Wood Elves, I think I'm going to pay these ones a visit and get my Stave of Ruinous Corruption. Isn't Morgr what turned Drycha? Yeah, basically. Morgr has dealt more death blows to Athel Loren, or corrupted large portions of Athel Loren, more than anybody else. It's the Glade of Woe. The Glade of Woe was created by Morgur. And he didn't even do it on purpose. Morgur is what caused Drycha, which I have Drycha as a video. I think it's one of the older ones. The audio quality is a little but if you can get past that, I'm very proud of how that video came out. But Morgur, just his blood. So like just him being wounded and him bleeding on something is enough to permanently corrupt it. And like Drycha's Glade, so Drycha's home, was one of these battlefields where they took Morgur to task, and I think it was the first Great War against Morgur. And when Morgur finally died, the way he was killed, because the thing that people don't understand about Morgur is how impossibly difficult he is to kill. I mean, Morgur is literally a character that anytime someone tries to harm him, like if you shoot an arrow at him, you have to remember that he is the very power of change, like manifest. So if you launch a whole bunch of like arrows at him, they're never gonna touch him, because the very aura around Morgur constantly is shifting and weaving and changing, and like reality is altering consistently. So you fire a bunch of arrows at him, and before they even make contact with him, they mutate and turn into like weeds or grass or something that ultimately is just harmless to him. And that's just what Morgur does. Like that's his entire like MO, is that he's virtually immortal. When you're trying to harm him, you cannot harm Morgur from range unless you are using like just something crazy as far as like weapons go. But you can't use like traditional arrows. They have to be like super quadruple enchanted, super god tier arrows. And Morgur also has to be distracted, and you have to be the best archer in existence. And then maybe you can kill him if you hit him in the head like 3 times. But Morgur has like horrific regeneration, where he can instantly recover from any wound, no matter how dire, if you don't put him down hard enough. He corrupts everything around him, so like as you're trying to fight him, you're trying to stab him with a sword, and as you're trying to stab him with a sword, your sword will transmute to being made out of wood, or a snake, or it just splits apart into atoms or something. And magic does not work on Morgur. Morgur is virtually immune to magic. He is a very intrinsically magical creature, and most spells just completely bounce off of him. Like, you can unleash like a Wind of Death, or a Fireball, or like some of the more devastating spells, and they'll hit Morgur, but they're probably not going to hurt him. He'll just walk through it and keep coming at you. So you're dealing with a character that the only easy way to kill him is to get in close and kill him in melee. But the closer you get to Morgur, it's like trying to fight... It's trying to, like, disarm a nuclear bomb that is already gone off. Like, it's already... How do I say this? It's like finding a bomb, a nuclear bomb, that is giving off fallout radiation as if it's already gone off, but you still have to go in and deactivate it. So, like, all of that poison and radiation and horribleness that's just gonna, like, destroy you on a molecular level if you get too close, that's Morgur. But a lot of the time you have to get in close to kill him. But that's why, like, most victories against Morgur are Pyrrhic victories. They're not, like... They're never good victories. Because, like, Coadil got super pissed and went in to finish off Morgur, and he picked up Morgur and was trying to physically crush him in his claws. Which, y'all have seen Coadil, right? Coadil's the big legendary hero tree man that you get with, Drycha. And, ooh, we got the Blessing of Filth. And Codil, like, Codil was never kind, but Codil was at the very least, like, he wasn't, Codil was not evil. And, like, he did not like Ariel and Orion, but he respected their authority, and he was not insane. Codil was literally holding onto Morgur and just trying to crush him. So we're talking about one of the only two remaining ancient elders of the forest, right? Like, we're talking about a hilariously powerful character, being Codil. Codil couldn't do it. Codil could not kill Morgur. He physically could not kill him, because Morgur is just that tough. So Ariel summoned the full power of Athel Loren and just, like, obliterated Morgur in Codil's hands. Like, just literally unleashed every single bit of cleansing fire she had. And it killed him, but as it killed him, Morgur kind of, like, popped like a boil, and all of his blood went over Codil and over the ground of a Diavok, which was the glade that they were fighting in, which was Dreich's glade. And just his blood, it soaked into Codil, and it soaked into the glade itself, and it not only turned the glade into, like, a disgusting, like, borderline putrefied mess that only unwholesome and nightmarish things grow in, but it also drove Codil completely insane. Like, it made Codil just totally go bonkers, and give in to insanity. And he started making a lot of not great decisions, where he tried to kill Ariel and Orion permanently. He failed, but he did give it, you know, the old college try. And so, like, he's a fantastic character who's also very interesting. But yeah. That being said, like, I don't think you could represent Morgur in this game accurately without everyone just being like, wow, this guy is, like, absolute bullshit. I can tell y'all kind of a fun story, just because I've talked to people at CA and stuff, and I've learned things about the development cycle and stuff. When they originally put Morgur in the game, so back during Warhammer 1, so not publicly, but, like, in testing and stuff, for, like, their QA teams, when they originally put Morgur in the game, Morgur was insane, because he was designed after his 6th edition profile, which his 6th edition profile was based more on his lore, and he was, like, a really high tier character. So he, like, as part of even, like, multiplayer, was like a unbreakable, he was unbreakable. He had obscene levels of missile resistance and magic resistance. He could regenerate, and a lot of these features made it into live, but I think the unbreakable they got rid of in live. And if I remember correctly, I think he also had a damage over time aura that he had that did not make it to live, that they have actually brought back. Morgur actually has it now, but only in campaign. So as part of his Shadow Gave, they gave him the aura of Vile Transmutation, which makes Morgur do drain damage when he's in melee combat, which is very, very cool, and makes him much closer to his original design. Morgur in the 7th edition Beastman Codex, for some reason, got, like, super nerfed. I don't know what happened. Like, if Games Workshop was just, like, wanting to pull the focus more onto other characters. But in 7th edition, which was the last edition the Beastmen got, Morgur was like a punk. Is Khalida supposed to be beautiful lore-wise? Kind of. It depends on a couple of factors. So Khalida, the way Khalida's body works is that she... Oh, I want to get the Khorne Herdstone. Let's head up that way. Khalida... Whenever Khalida regenerates... So her goddess, Asaf. Asaf is the goddess of beauty, as well as, like, asps and poison and other various things. And I also think, like, revenge. But, as part of that whole shindig, she, whenever Khalida rests in her sarcophagus, for, an extended period, to rest up and get all powerful and stuff again and all that, when Khalida comes out of her sarcophagus for the first time in a while, she'll look normal. And, like, achingly beautiful. Like, no, I said asps. Like, A-S-P-S, like a snake. Not ass. There's not a god of ass. Well, there probably is, but, anyway, moving on. Khalida comes out, like, looking alive. Her beauty is restored to such a level. And then, over the course of her being awake, eventually it will fade back to being a mummified skeleton. I thought it was the other way around. She becomes beautiful the longer she's not entombed. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure she comes out beautiful and then withers over time. I actually want to hire an agent, now that I think about it. Just to, like, run around and do character actions. Like, I'm not going to keep this guy. There we go. Because I want to unlock that last tech. So basically, Khalida is Hellebrand in steroids in terms of appearance. Well, Khalida doesn't seem to really care. Unlike Hellebrand, who cares a lot. But functionally, yeah. There's some similarities. Shoba! Yes, I will take plus 10 armor. What's so special about Hellebrand? Hellebrand's basically just like... Oh, Hellebrand. Hellebrand is a insanely devoted disciple of Cain. Like, Morathy does what she has to keep Cain's favor, but Morathy does not actually give a flying fart if, like, Cain is happy with her. Like, she does the bare minimum. She made a lot of very big, important pacts with Cain in the past that earned her his favor, and he taught her a lot of secrets that she really, really, really wanted to know. But since that time, she has not been the most dutiful or caring of servants. Hellebrand, on the other hand, is different. Hellebrand is a very, very dedicated servant. And very genuinely does everything she can to make Daddy Cain just beyond giggles happy. By giving him lots of sacrifices and doing lots of other stuff. She's like the genuine article. Whereas Morathy just hit it and quit it. To get her paycheck, and then she got the hell out of Dodge. However, the problem with Hellebrand is that, oh no, they're actually threatening my Herdstone? Well, that's not gonna fly. I should have put a general here. Ha! Ha! Oh wow. Ooh, that was a violent cough. Terribly violent. Could Cain fight Khorne? Sure, he could fight him. He'll lose, but he could fight him. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't save scum. You're imagining things. The stream just started. I don't know what you're talking about. We literally just started loading into the game. Oh, whoops. Wait. Oh, I quick saved. Achoo, I mean. Wow, that was weird. Who would have thought? If Morgr unleashes full power, would he be as powerful as the Great Horned Rat or even Be'lakor? Yes. I would say Morgr is in the ballpark of the Great Horned Rat's level of power. Morgr is essentially the god of the Beastmen. They just don't know that. Okay, there we go. There, now the game is restored to total normalcy. Oh, wow. You know, if I actually paid attention, I would have seen that that was coming. Let's put a Great Brace Shaman in charge. Let's do Lore of the Wilds. Nurgle's Foul Stink could be really useful. That -4 leadership, that could be pretty helpful. But Shadow, which Shadow is not... like, I kind of want Death, so I can have, like, Purple Sun and stuff. But I think... Let's do Nurgle's Foul Stink. Alright. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. 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 Yep. Alright. And then... Summon the ogres! Oh god, that hurts my economy so much. Don't let them in! Keep them out! That is your job! Do I think the OG Chaos faction is going to get any reworking Game 3? Yes, absolutely. The Warriors of Chaos? Yeah, the Warriors of Chaos are absolutely going to get some updates. Hey, Fritz16, thanks so much for coming here. I hope you had a good time, my dude. Please get some good rest and have a lovely evening. Thanks for being here. Wait, Khorne is owned by Artois? What happened to the actual Bretonnia faction? Oh, great. Now there's 3 of them. I'm not giving up my house. I need this for my I need this for my +5 armor. This gives me +5 armor faction wide. I need it. I need it. AV Beckstream, thanks so much for being here, dude. Have a great night. They're all coming in from the same direction, too. I was hoping I could exploit it a bit. So I think the best thing we can do is... Their armies are pretty trash. So I think the best thing we can do is just try and hold them off at max range so the Cygor can get his money's worth. And we need to lure Malagor down and just let the giants, like, just pulverize Malagor into... Malekith into paste. Here, y'all ready for my ultimate tactic? You gotta get permission to see the boss. You gotta get permission to see the boss. He's not... Because you know Malekith's gonna try and go for the easy kill on the shaman. We're not gonna let him have it. We're gonna make him work for it. Oh, I got like a little Brace Shaman. Yeah, okay. Does the Witch King need a rework? No, I think Malekith is great. Why so many giants? I don't know. It's because of the garrison I built, I guess. My garrison is... the garrison is determined by the level of the Herdstone and then by the, like, the enhancements you put on it. And the enhancements that I went with seem to have given me a little bit of a heavy giant... It heavily skews towards giants. we need to get rid of all these stupid Corsairs. Chuck! He's going for gold! He's going! He's going! He's going! And... Ow, big miss. Oh, I don't want my best scores taking free damage. Fall back. Going in for the second attempt! Beautiful! Centigores, go pay him a visit. Gores, to the front. Man-eaters. Oh, that's Hellebron. Okay. Oh. Beat squad, forward! Minotaurs, go! Go get her. Let's hit her with a withering to make her nice and squishy. And an enfeebling foe, just for good measure.
Biggest in the tribe. Where do it?
God, I hate Dark Elf infantry. I hate Corsairs so much. Their ability to like shoot and move at the same time, it just drives me crazy. Make yourselves useful. Run them down. No survivors. Giants suck. Did you ever recruit them? Alright. Cool story, bro. Alright, pull back. Slackers. Oh yeah, especially because he's got his thing now. Pull back! Pull back! Don't fight fair! Fighting fair is for losers! If I can just get rid of, like, the stupid amount of Corsairs, might be able to rally something here. How much longer does he have? It's almost halfway done. I didn't give you orders to stop. Yeah, right.
Wait, supper. Bring us meat.
Alright, Helbron's definitely dead. I like to find those pockets of ranged troops. Giants, make yourselves useful. There's a hero in here somewhere. Where is she? Get your asses back here! There she is. Squish her! Oh wait, that's Malekith? Kill him! Giants! Kill Malekith! I can't click on his... There he is. How much do I need for this? 8. Got some! One more. Okay, of course he's falling back. Oh no, I'm rampaged. Shit. Battle tide will do the job just fine. God damn it. Cygor! Protect me! And all my wizards are rampaged. Ugh! Somebody kill him! Thank you! Good job, Cygor! Somebody kill him! I want those witch elves gone! Okay, as long as he doesn't have any more range units coming in, I think we're fine. He can't stop the giants. They're too powerful. Your mom's a coward. Shooting line forwards! Actually, you know what? No. Cygor, come here. Got a job for you. Oh my god, there's so many more units coming. There you go. Good hit! No! No! Don't give in, you bastards! No! Damn it, I had that. Oh, well, we didn't need that Hearthstone anyway. That Hearthstone sucked. Yeah, we killed a lot, but I think there was still like another... There's probably still like another... God knows how many Druchis still coming. Stupid Corsairs. Oh, man, those Corsairs did so much damage to my army. Oh. Oh. You failed me, Blackheart. Stupid Giants. If the Giants had been unbreakable, we would have... Oh, never mind. We were totally boned. Never mind. They had 6 units of Shades. Yeah, no, we were doomed. It was only a matter of time before we were totally boned. Can't do jack squat against that much shooting pressure. How are Cygors compared to Gorgons in the lore? Are they cousins? Not really. They're designed from the same model kit, which is why they're so similar looking. But Cygors are... I don't even think... I'd have to look, but the thing with Minotaur, or Cygors, sorry, Gorgons. Gorgons are basically just really big Minotaurs. Like, they are Minotaurs that completely lost themselves to cannibalism. And basically got to the extent where they were so over the top, like devouring just anything and everything around them, that they finally got to the point of swelling up into those grotesque things. Cygors... Ah, man, I'd have to go look in the book. I can't remember if Cygors are a mutation of a Minotaur, like a Minotaur that gets a taste for magic, or if they are just like a standalone creature. I genuinely cannot remember. Unfortunately, as much as I would like to. Let's go ahead and summon in Malagor over here while we're at it. Alright, Morgar, have fun blowing up the place. Yeah, I can't remember. I want to say that Cygors are like their own unique offshoot. That are like, they're more related to giants than they are. But they're more like an individual species. But they might be evolved Minotaurs. You know, I'll just check. I'll just check. Why bother speculating when I could just look? Oh, God. Why is the Beastman book so far away? Come here. Let's see. Cygor. Gorgon, Jabberslay, Cygors. Oh yeah, no, they are related. Yes, they are specifically distant cousins of Minotaurs. They're basically Minotaurs that are so... they're born as Cygors. But they're like so horribly corrupted that they only can perceive the world through the winds of magic through their single eye. So not only do they... not only are they functionally really blind, despite the fact that they're actually surprisingly good at hurling those stones, but they don't see reality the way that we do. They see reality through the winds of magic. So, like, the way they perceive the reality is very weird. What units do I think they should bring if they brought in Neferata? I would do... that's a good question. I would do... definitely, Coven Thrones. Coven Thrones, should be brought in as, like, a new character mount. I'd also like to maybe see... if they wanted to, like, do something cool... Spirit Hosts. Definitely want Spirit Hosts. Let's let a couple of these units smash the doors in just to give me another entrance route. There you go, big guy. So Coven Thrones as like a new mount choice. And I think Neferata should get a Coven Throne mount because it's fitting for her and awesome. I would also like to see... oh, look at that perfect time summon. Yeah, you're not getting through here. I'd also like to see Spirit Hosts. Man, my brain's like chugging. I'm apparently more tired than I thought I was. Make yourself useful. I have a video about it. Dread Abyssals? No. Abyssal Terrors. Abyssal Terrors could be cool. Can the Jabberslythe fly? Kind of. Like, in the lore... Like, it's specifically stated in the lore that the Jabberslythe does not fly in a traditional sense. It more, like, awkwardly... It has, like, a very awkward... way that it moves, because it's like such a bizarre, unnatural creature that it's really not able to fly in a... It flies like that. It's able to, like, kind of get some air, but you would probably not call it a flyer. Is that Chloe? Hey, what are you doing? Come here. Chat. Chat, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. She's here. The Chloeodon has appeared. Ugh. It is a blessed stream. She has deigned to make an appearance. And is destroying the green screen. I don't know if I want this Wargore in this army. Chloe. Chloe. What are you... Why? 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 Why do we have to... Why do we have to destroy the green screen? So you can lay down. Is that what it's about? You wanted to lay down that particular spot? I work in a toxic work environment because of this animal. It's a little rude, don't you think? You don't think maybe you're being a little hostile? Just a little bit? Hmm? No? I mean, I know that your comfort is the priority here, but you know, trying to work. These people came here to, like, watch a game. And not to have green screens thrown at them. I take it you don't really care. You don't really care, huh? Can y'all see her where she is right now? Hold on. So, the green screen is now over in front of me because she is, as you can see her by my shoes, that's the stand that holds up the green screen, which she has tossed over so that she can fit there. Hey. 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 Excuse me. Hello. Hey. Hey. Chloe. Wow. Good freaking grief. She's like, nah. I don't give a shit what you have to say. not happening. I swear. There we go. We've got all of the Dark God blessings for Morgur. He does not have a Khorne blessing, but he has the other three. Hi! You okay? You're tired, huh? Yeah, okay. Let's see. Get Mini-Lean Fiend. Yeah, I'm probably going to get rid of this Wargore and replace him with just another monster. But we have Khorne now, which gives us 5 charge bonus faction-wide. Ooh. Oh, no. Give me this building so I can recruit Jabberslights. Alright, chat. I think that's actually going to be a good spot to stop for today. Chloe looks exhausted. We went on a big walk today. And I think she's ready to go to bed. And I'm trying to be better about my sleep schedule, so I'm ready to go to bed. But we will be back with this tomorrow, which is the 13th. Hopefully we can finish this campaign tomorrow, because I would like to end the 14th. I'd like to stream on the morning of the 14th when everyone's waiting eagerly for the content to come out with a Thoric Ironbrow campaign until it releases, and then we will be moving on to some other games. How do you get blessings? Tyrion Thill? Could you be a little more specific, my dude? Because I'm afraid I don't know what you're asking. Why do I want Isabella as a legendary hero? Because I don't think Isabella and Vlad separated works or makes sense. I think their character design should be the two of them together. Oh, how did I get that last blessing? Here, I'll show you.
Cursed Sotek spawn.
Are you talking about? Are you talking about these things? The blessings, blessing of mania, the blessing of trickery, and the blessing of filth. Those are unique to Morgur. So your profane blessing is a skill that has 3 points, and for every point you get them in. The first one gives you Nurgle, the second one gives you Slanesh, and the third one gives you Tzeentch. Those are unique to Morgur, but those are in his skill tree. Hopefully that answers your question. Hey, Mornington Crescent, thanks so much for gifting a sub, dude. I really appreciate that. Thank you. That was very nice of you.